So, hello and welcome to another episode of Behind the Boardroom. Joining us today is a very special guest from Delhi. So, if I have to introduce her, I would say Kavita Sharma is a person who went from faculty to a founder. Today, she is the founder of Ziyyara Edutech. How are you feeling today, Kavita?
I'm feeling great. Feel like an honor sitting here. And thank you
Amazing,
so much for
amazing,
inviting.
amazing. It's a pleasure to have you here. So, without wasting any time, we can start right away and tell us something about yourself and what is Ziyyara Edutech.
So I'll start with Ziyyara. So Ziyyara is a one-on-one online tutoring platform where we try to give personalized learning to the students after their school. Call them after-school support. That's what we try to give them. So that's a one-line statement I can give to Ziyyara. And it was founded in year 2018. Yes, at that time, the online learning was not that on sky. I can say it was not that high at that time. It was there, but yes, the it was very nominal around that time. So it was then we started it, and obviously, as all we know, when the COVID hit, we all got a boom to online learning, and I'm still trying to keep it. That the people we are trying to give them a quality with the not the, we are trying to give them quality learning, and we're still trying to maintain one-to-one online classes with them.
Amazing, amazing. So Ziara was before COVID, right?
Yes.
So COVID must have given you a lot of extra exposure and some really good success, I would say.
Certainly it did. Certainly it did. So I think it's just not Ziara. We all in this industry have gotten a Zoom because of that. So yes, Ziara also got that particular percentage in high. And I will not say that we didn't get the customer spike. We got it. And I think that kind of help us to expand the horizons of Ziara across the globe.
Amazing. So there is a question that I want to ask, like talking about the Indian parents, right? They prefer offline coachings, offline one-to-one tuitions. Even then when we were kids, we used to have these offline tuitions when teacher used to came to our house or we used to go there. So how do you think you maintain the same quality in your institution, in your initiative? How do you maintain the same quality?
So we try to start with the base, which is like teachers. Obviously, see, everybody can teach. There is everybody of us has been a tutor to somewhere and there. If you are an elder sibling, you have taught your younger siblings, or you have taught somebody nearby, your neighborhood. Everybody has a teacher somewhere because we all teach things to people here and there. But yes, finding the right tutor. So what we do is we try to do our best in this case. We take the interviews, we give the teachers like we take their demo sessions, and we try to the difficult questions or difficult scenarios we give the teachers during the interviews. And then when it comes to students, we also give them ample amount of options. For example, if you're not satisfied with tutor A, you can go with tutor B and tutor C. And then thereon, we have a 100% coordination support with the tutors and the teachers. If they have any problem, they call us, text us, email us. So this is how we are trying to balance it. As I said, starting from the start, we are trying to keep the things balanced from the initial phase, that is with the tutors. We try that we do not just hire people looking for a you know online tutoring on part-time jobs or home jobs. Work from home is a very usable. I mean, this is something which is really very lucrative these days. Everybody will come. You just can't take everybody. You have to pick the right source, or I mean, you have to pick the right resource. So that's what we are trying to do, and that's how we're trying to maintain it.
Amazing, amazing. So yeah, this is an online generation. Everything is shifting online, and since COVID, yeah, we all can agree. We all can agree. Like even the high toughest exam of this country, like IIT, NEET, and UPSCs, these are the things which is taught online, and they are yielding us good results. So obviously, it all depends on the quality that you guys present. So talking about like how, when did the idea of Ziara came? Like what was the spark behind this idea?
As you have already mentioned, that from faculty to a founder, and then after working as a working in several companies in several departments or several areas, I mean 2018 I was running my another business as well, but that was into merchant navy. With merchant navy you can take any after 10th you can apply easily. It's not about you're talking about somebody at the higher positions, and there are a lot of lower level positions also which goes up for merchant navy. And during that time, what I found is like the base was also struggling a lot. Okay, people didn't know what are the things. They were not even sure about I mean, for basic mathematics, basic English, even the basic Hindi. And the kids were not aware. And that time when I saw that, something which is where you can focus, where all problems slowly and gradually can be eradicated. I'm not saying every problem can be, or everybody can get that. But from there, it kind of hit that let's do something instead of just going high and thinking about something which is upper level. Let's think from the ground level for the students who actually later on struggle getting into their career as well. So that's how it came to, that's how this idea was generated. And that's how we started working on that. We wanted to do something in education. That's why I got into the merchant navy. But during that time, I realized it's not that merchant navy, it's something else I need to get. I need to get in the school level base.
Talking about Ziyyara, I think it is not your first initiative or it is not your first business. Like you have just mentioned about that merchant navy thing. So I would presume that merchant everything didn't work out. I won't quote fail because I believe there's no such thing called failure, but it didn't work out. So there are two questions that I'm going to ask now. The first one, like after the idea didn't work out, like what was the mindset at that time? Like let's start something new or let's go back to this corporate thing and settle in a job. So why did you decide to like let's start something new this time?
Whenever you face a problem, you always comes with a lot of probabilities, a lot of options. Yes, there is an option going back to corporate as well. But then, I had almost 30 days in when we decided to, stop merchant navy. I was discussing it with my family. That's why I keep calling it we over here. So when I was discussing it, like I had two options: either I go back to corporate life or I, do something of my own. And my father knew for a very long time that this girl is not ready to stop. Like I cannot force her to go back to the job. Okay, during that time I was talking to people, I was discussing things with them. That's when I realized, let's do something. Rather than let's give yourself another last try, another last chance to see whether you can really work out in that particular area or not. So that's what happened actually, giving myself a last chance.
So should I call you stubborn or persistent?
It is a very fine line to say the difference for me right now on this. But then my explanation would be that with stubbornness comes with persistence. And when you have this persistency, then only you can be stubborn as well. You cannot be stubborn
Amazing.
on nothing.
Amazing, amazing. So now coming to the second question, like shifting your domain, coming to the new idea, coming to a new idea, new business. What was the initial challenge that you faced at that time?
Initially, it was understanding what to do. Okay, now you have decided you want to do something with the students. You want to do something into education. Understanding that, there are a lot of things going into the education industry itself. There are videos available across YouTube. There are a lot of centers there. Understanding that what exactly you want to go ahead with. So tuitions are very easy. You can open a center anywhere, and you can actually run. You can run a good center over there, but the thing is this, that I was not looking forward to reach to Delhi NCR only. During this time when we're discussing, I have a friend in Oman, I was discussing the same thing with him as well, right? So he's like, the same problem lies over here. He said, my kids itself do not go for tuitions. And then when they have to go to tuition, I have to send the car. I have to make sure that they go for the tuitions and all. So at that time, I was discussing the same scenario with him, and I'm like, okay, we knew that we both were talking about the same thing, So I called him and we spoke about it. And then, this thing came, let's do it for not for Delhi NCR. So I told him I don't want to do it for Delhi NCR. I was like, if I want to do it for Delhi NCR, I can just go back to teaching myself. I can hire teachers and I can just start a center. That's when like it came to that I want to do it online. Okay. And that's how we started with Delhi, India and Oman first. Because considering that I had a friend over there who understood, okay, you're doing okay, then I'll give you the generic understanding of the geography as well and other things around. So that's where it's like the most difficult thing was to understand that where exactly you want to start with and what exactly you want to do. So as I said, instead of centers, that's when, understanding and talking to the problem does not exist in us only, it exists outside as well. So that, I know this, I'm giving a very vague answer right now, but
No, no,
that's,
no. It's
I'm
perfect.
so we're trying to connect it for you in this way, that the first problem was understanding what exactly you want in education. So that was tuitions only. But what kind of tuitions? Online didn't exist.
So I would like to have a startup masterclass with you, right? Suppose you are a student today, okay? Come back to 2023, you are a student today. You are on the chalk and board right now. And you want to start a business today. You want to start your journey today. So what will be the procedure? You are on the chalk and board. So what will be the procedure if you have to start today? Not just Ziyyara, if you have any other idea.
I think now if you talk to me about being in 2023, so 2023 is already a very different year altogether. We have grown a lot. We have learned a lot. So I think first of all, understanding what is the requirement which actually can get into. We just can't get into something just like this. So you need to understand what exactly being is needed. What you need to do a proper study on the market, what exactly you want to get into.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. Sorry to interrupt. I wanted to know how to do the right research, because people think research means just go on Google and find out what is the problem. But if I have to ask you, what is the right way to research here? How to do a research?
So research something depends on your mind as well, what exactly you're looking for. Then what exactly you're looking for, you can't just search. For example, I want to open a Adidas store. You can't just go and Google that, right? Obviously, you will understand what is Adidas store is all about. How can I open the store? What is the cost behind the store? So just a simple thing. Search actually depends on what exactly you want and what's going in the back of your head. Nobody can tell you, okay, you do this thing. No, you can't do that. For example, if you have something, for example, you want, you said that, for example, you have been into a lot of things. You yourself didn't know what to search for, right? I didn't know what I was searching for. So it's just that when you do R&D or when you start researching, that's when you get to know what can be behind that. For example, a very simple thing in uh, if somebody will go in and after 6 months or 1 year or after 10 years, somebody will search World Cup winner 2023 for cricket. They will only get
Oh,
answer that
that's a
who won the
heartbreak.
World Cup, right? I mean, that's
That's a
very hard
heartbreak.
to think. Absolutely. So they will not understand what happened behind that. Their question will be who won the World Cup in 2023. When
Mhm.
they will get into that, then they will try searching backwards. So
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
depends on what you are searching for, what you're looking for.
Okay, yeah, it answered my question. So now suppose I have found the problem, what I was looking for. I'm done with my research. So how do I execute it? What is the right way to execute that idea?
I can relate it to Ziara. I think then I can give you an answer to that. When we started the idea, or when Ziara's idea was in the mindset, properly in the mind that what you want to do. Then the next question, I think I can say that when you have something which you've already decided what you want to do, for example, I gave an example of an Adidas store. So if you're looking forward to open an Adidas store, you will be pointing and jotting down the things what exactly you need. And how will you figure it out? Again, you will do a research on it. You will need a store, you need the right place to open a store. What kind of a store? How what can be the area of the store you're looking for? And do you want to really want to go with Adidas only, or you want to go multi-store? What exactly you want to deal with? Lot of uh, Adidas stores, majorly they are into shoes only, right? 80%
Yeah,
of
yeah.
them are shoes only. So that's what you
Mhm.
will, these are the requirements based upon your research only, you will jot down the things. Okay, I need, which area should I go for? What should be the area of the shop, or what showroom I would say, or the area of the particular store, and how much the franchisee cost would be, for example, how much how much the entire things which I'll buy, the shoes and the accessories or everything, whatever I need to buy for the store, how much that would be, what will be the requirement, what will be the manpower requirement, how will I fulfill these all requirements. These questions, actually, when you do your research, you already have finished off your requirement checklist there and there itself. It's just that once you have the plan in head, you will go ahead and start filling those requirements.
So let's come to the college students, right? Let's come to the Gen Zs right now. We don't have that much capital. We don't have that much money that we can invest in a huge manpower or getting someone who is very experienced, right? We are low on capital right now. So how do we utilize this? Like we are low on capital, but we want to start something. So what should be your tip to them? Like how should we start?
As I said earlier, that do your research properly. First of all, understand that what exactly you want. For example, if you want to be a script writer, or if you want to be, for example, blogger, for example, what kind of a blog you want to do. And if I just start doing it on myself without the big capital, what is that I can do in a least capital? This is a very small, I'm talking very, I'm not talking very big things right now. So it's just you need to understand first what do you want, and if there are people in the market who are ready to invest in your idea, start preparing yourself to reach out those people. They will not just invest on your words. They will want something concrete on you to invest on those.
Yeah, yeah,
And there
yeah,
are
yeah.
people in the market. There are people in the industries. Those who are ready to invest in the new ideas with Gen Z as well, because they're the people which have brilliant ideas. They have their scope is very open and wide. So people are looking forward for those Gen Z people to come forward and uh, help them across as well. Apart from the
So
understanding the point that big capital will not be with not everybody. It might be 2% of people who will have the big capital with them. I'm just talking about the college life students.
So with this, a question came to my mind right now because I have seen and heard like people out there, especially the venture capitalists, they have a lot of money. They want to invest into ideas, but I'm still seeing a lot of people or a lot of founders are struggling to raise funds. Why is that?
Okay, that's to be honest, even Ziara is looking for funds, and we have been trying as well. So I think what I have figured it out is like you need to not every you need to understand first of all that what kind of investor invests in what. Okay, first of all, you need to understand what is, for example, there will be an investor who is looking for FinServe companies only, right? He will
Yeah, yeah.
his because that's where he wants to invest. So first of all, you need to understand which investor to look for, which particular venture capitalist to look for, where exactly you're looking for. For example, if you're looking for a funds in tech, you should be doing reaching toward going. I mean, looking forward for things towards them only. That's the first thing which we need as a clarity, because when I started back in looking for a funding, that's the mistake I did. So I can just talk from my mistakes which I did. And then obviously you need to prepare things properly. As I said, they will not invest in words. They will not invest they will not just invest what you're saying through your mouth. You have to show the figures. You have to show them the data. And you have to show them the idea properly. It's just not that you say that I want to open an Adidas store. No. What is that the investor will get out of it? How are you even planning to execute it?
So talking about these college students, yeah, us, okay, we have just started right now. We don't have a lot of revenue. We don't have a huge audience base, but this idea has potential. I'm asking it from a first person perspective. This is my own thing. This is my own doubt that I'm clearing it right now, and hopefully the audience will also get something out of it. So should we create a prototype first, or should them show them how the idea will work, and this is the entire procedure, and this is what we are trying to do, or they're looking for more or something.
See, there are two things attached to that. Your prototype is ready and you have created, but if you're not able to explain it, then how will you actually assure the fundraisers, or you can say investor, that this is what you can do? Not just creating the prototype will give them the answers, right? So along with the prototype, the person should be able to explain the product as well. For example, I would simply say if you have created a robot who can actually can do certain things in your house, but for the robots for cleaning and all. So you have robot, but you can't explain what that robot is capable, right? As we say that it's just not about what you show; it's about what you tell as well. So these
Yeah.
things they are kind of contradictory as well, but then they are correlated as well. When we say the investor will not invest on words, he will need something concrete. Or I mean, the investor will need something concrete. So it's both the things that are codependent as well on each other.
So enough talking about students, right? Let's talk about the people in corporates. Like you have been to this corporate life like for 5 6 years. So how does that experience helped you in making Ziyyara what it is today?
I'll start with the very basic in that. I have never been, you can say that I've been a very I was not a person who stick to one profile.
Yeah, yeah.
I started with teacher, I went into call centers, I went into HR, I went into procurement. So everything kind of helped me in understanding every scenario. For example, teaching profile helped me understood what exactly. See, we had been students, but we were never on the other side. Being as a
Yeah.
teacher helped me understood what a teacher actually, when students are trying to say, what a teacher is understanding, what a teacher is not understanding. So that's when I was able to establish the two-way communication thing. And second, how the call center thing helped me understand the customer dealings, how you need to handle the customers, how to do the sales, and then HR is like all these things have given me something out of everything. So I will not just say ki, one thing has given me every profession or every career I'm sorry, every profile I was into has given me something which I'm being implementing here today. I knew I don't want to be a manager like okay you do your work and then you leave. No, I wanted to be a people oriented person. That's what I learned when I had managers above me and I didn't like the way they were actually, they were managers who were good. They were managers who were not good for me, right? That is as for me. Maybe they were good for somebody else. So this kind of, and then if I talk about, you learn how to mingle with people, right? You learn how to deal with certain people, how to talk, how not to talk, what to take, what not to take, understanding the situations. When a pin to plane kind of a things I've learned over there. So I'm trying to implement everything what I've learned or what I didn't like good. I'm trying not to use with the. I'm trying not to do with the people here.
So actually, you somewhat somewhere answered my other question as well in this answer, but I'm going to ask it in a different way. You as an employee and you as a founder, what are the things that you miss in your life as an employee, and give me a difference between these two.
Responsibilities are quite high in this position.
Yeah, yeah.
There you had work, you had tasks, you had KRS which were limited. You do it, your work is done. Here the responsibility is never ending responsibility.
Mhm.
Being on this position kinds of does not give you a relaxation any day. There, like you had weekend, you're chilling out and it's done. You take holiday, you take leaves, you go out, it's done. But being in this profile comes with a lot of responsibility, comes with a lot of there are a lot of things at stake. Like whatever you do is like you are actually implementing and trying. It's like hit and try. The few things which you try maybe may work, may not work. When the job you know this is your work, you will try, and there's always somebody above you who's gonna help you out of the situation. And there's always there people. Here you have people along with you. It's just not you only anymore. It's just not the teamwork. You have entire team to take along with you. It's all responsibilities. There's a lot of stress. I wouldn't deny.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So talking about your leadership part. So you are a leader, and like as there is a very famous quote, with great powers comes great responsibility. So if I have to ask you, who do you see as an idol or a leader that you admire the most or learn from? Who's the person?
Mr. Ratan Tata.
Mr. Ratan Tata. I have heard like a lot of people have quoted. So what are the qualities that you have adapted from him or learned from him?
I'm trying to be people-oriented person where I want if the company grows, the people grows, right? If the company grows, I want people as well to grow along with us because if they grow and company go, I grow eventually.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's the first thing. I want to be a very low profile kind of a person. I don't want to show off things. I don't want to buy expensive stuff and all. I'm okay with an average life. So that's one
Average
of the
life.
things
So
which Maratha is actually known for.
like talking about today's generation 2023, do you think this entrepreneurship is quite overrated right now? Like everybody wants to go, everybody wants to be an entrepreneur, everybody wants to be a founder, they want to start their own business. So do you think it is quite overrated right now?
No, I will not call it overrated at all. There's no harm in standing with something, not going into job or corporate thing. There's no harm in that. Eventually, being an entrepreneur or being a founder to something, to some idea or some project is kind of giving job opportunities to the other people as well. You're kind of creating market for the jobs.
Even if I as a college student, if I want to start my own business, I'm diving into it. And if even if it doesn't work out, like after 6, 7 months or after a year, it fails. Even though I'll learn a lot in that 1 year phase, I know where I've done the mistake, what are the things that I can get, the experiences that's valuable. Well, I've taken many podcasts with different people and I've asked them this question, like how to be a good founder, how to be a good entrepreneur. But I'm not going to ask this question to you, but I want to ask a question like how to be a good employee.
See, as I said, there is nothing called a good employee. I will not call an employee a bad or a good. To be honest, that is kind of will be something which I do not actually have never, even when I was working, I never like never into that, and now as well, I'm not, I didn't believe in that. It's all about everybody is very different. For example, somebody will finish the task in 2 hours and somebody might take 4 hours. It's not that that person is bad. Okay. It's just that that person is like this. You need to figure it out. Being the leader, being the team manager, or being the team person, that you need to understand how to bring that person up in the level that it's not if that person is in the job, it's not that he or she got the job just like that. They have prepared enough. They have worked hard enough to get here. So you cannot call them a bad employee or a good employee. To be honest, you as a human cannot stop talking, right? At times there
Yeah,
are
yeah.
things which are good for you, not good for them. Fine, that's okay. That is, you cannot call them bad or good basis on that. You cannot call them good or bad basis upon that. Okay, you his time turnaround time is 5 minutes, your turnaround time is 15 minutes. Then where are you in this case? Bring that person to that level, which where he or she also understand that particular person understands where am I lagging. So I will not quote anybody as a good or bad employee. My simple would be wherever that particular person is lagging, or you see that person needs some help, support them, help them, and bring up.
Yeah, it's like the entrepreneurship qualities that you're looking forward to. Like there is a very slight difference between entrepreneurship and intrapreneurship. So basically, you are quoting that entrepreneurship qualities into that. Amazing, amazing. So that's one of the things that I wanted to know, because I've seen one of the best colleagues that I have, and they are really good. They're really supportive. So these are one of the qualities that we look forward to as a juniors, look forward to seniors to guide us in the right way. So, yet again, I wanted to dive into some things that might be quite controversial, but depends on your answer. Like women in entrepreneurship, right? So, are there any challenges that you faced lately being a woman in this startup world or anything?
See, there's no denial that women being into entrepreneurship, they face. I mean, they women usually have the unsaid responsibilities as well, right? So at times it is very challenging as well. But again, women are kind of made up that way that they know how to handle challenges and how to handle the things. You are a woman, right? For example, even if you're married or not, right? You have responsibilities, you have expectations, which are never-ending expectations as well. You will be expected to be on home at time, expected to be home on time, expected to leave on time, irrespective of the fact you're not working for somebody. You're actually working for yourself, right? You're working, you have something which you have on your own business, right? So even if that scenario comes in, still there are expectations from the women that they should be on time at home, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they should take care of home as well. They should take that's if they want to handle the business, that's also they should be handling. They should be handling everything parallelly. For example, there's a problem at home. You need to be here to take the problem ahead. You need to here to solve the problem. We didn't say that you have to handle the both. You had the option. So that happened. Hasn't happened with me at all. With me, I like my family has been very supportive to me from the very beginning itself. But I've seen it with my friends. I've seen it with the women who are working as well. And I've seen the challenges. They get a call anytime from the school. Okay, you need to come and pick your kid. And these are the women I'm talking about. They go ahead with the business. Me as
Yeah,
an
yeah.
woman, as of now, I will not say that my family has been very supportive to me in understanding the things. At times it comes, but it's okay. It's sometimes it's like that's fine. Sometimes families also expect something out of you. I do not have anything which specifically say until there's something I want to say. If you really want to do something, nobody can actually say that you won't do that. You can, if you really want to do something, then you are capable of doing and handling everything together with all the responsibilities you have.
So I think we have talked enough about this founder thing and all the responsibilities and everything. So let's just switch the mode. And I want to know, what are the things that you love to do when you are not working or when you're not in that founder phase?
The first thing I would like to, when I'm not doing anything or when I'm in the founder phase, the first thing I really like is keeping myself fit. So I prefer
Yeah.
hitting the gym. And then not then if I have time, then I preferably go out and travel. Maybe anywhere in northern India or then outside India. Nothing else. I do
So,
not like anything else.
so you are married, right?
No, I'm not married yet.
Oh, actually, I think you just gave my answer. Like earlier, you said like, okay, if I have a kid, my kid, if I have to
I
send my
gave you an
kids, I thought you.
example.
Okay, okay, okay. I thought you're married. Okay. So I think we're going to skip the next question because you're not married. Or I was about to ask, like, are you still the same boss at house, the boss you are in the office? So, but you're not married, so let's skip that question. But will you be the same person if you are married?
I'm not sure what kind of person I would be. I'll try to be the same person, but yeah, not to be boss at home because being boss at times gives, again, I don't want to take all the responsibilities. I want my husband also to share the responsibilities of the house. So I don't want to be the boss. I would like him to be the boss of the house then.
I hope he sees it one day, and I hope he's taking notes. So yeah, coming to the next question. So if you get a chance to have a dinner with a person, dead or alive, who will it be and why?
Mr. Ratan Tata.
Mr. Ratan Tata.
Because I
So
admire him a
what are the
lot
things
because
that you
of
will ask him?
people leading skills and the way he has transformed Tata when he was there and I mean when he was a part of the company completely. Now he's very old, but still I would like to go and have a dinner with Mr. Tata only, Mr. Ratan Tata.
Yeah, if I get a chance to meet him, I'll ask him question why he didn't get married. That's another thing that I wanted to.
We
We
know
all know
the
the question
answer. We
now.
wanted to the address me like.
Another question coming to like we are into this artificial intelligence era, right? And all the other companies that are around are transforming them. They're bringing artificial intelligence into the game. So what are your plans with Ziara right now? Are you planning to bring artificial intelligence into the game or something?
We want to bring virtual reality and artificial intelligence as well in teaching only. So we that's one of the plan we
Okay.
have, but yes, not in the cards right now. We want to introduce the new technologies in the teaching ways. For example, very simple, like if the teacher has to explain the heart to the student, then we want those that particular technology to be installed this way. The teacher doesn't have to draw. For example, still right now they do not draw it, but again, the way the VR, I mean, the artificial intelligence can do that, the teacher or you can say the person physically can't do that. For simplest example.
Yeah, I've seen this example in the metaverse. Even I have those VR headsets and I have been exploring it a lot lately. So there I've seen there are some of the teachers or I would say organizations that are teaching students with the 3D visualization. Like if they're teaching you about human heart, they'll take you to the human heart. You can see it right in front of your eyes and there it decodes and everything you can learn there. So it is one of the things that I find really mesmerizing, but there are challenges as well. You cannot wear these for more than 30-40 minutes. It's one of the drawbacks. Yeah, it gives a lot of headaches and it is not good for the young age students right now.
So that is why I mean, if the technology will come to, I mean, obviously technology is expanding every day. So my idea is not into get into that. For example, it's like teacher is taking the class. Those particular things, I want them to be embedded in the class this way that it comes to a reality check, a reality. It doesn't look like a picture, it looks like a reality to them.
So another thing that I want to ask, like, where do you see yourself and your company in the next 5 years?
See, it's obvious that, I want Ziara to grow. I'm not looking for the figures where I would say though I want to be Byju's like company. No, I don't want to. I want to be the company where we have more. At least whatever we are doing, I want to increase that by 30 or 50% of fold by in another 5 years. And if the company will grow, then eventually I'll grow. I do not have any self standards for myself. I have only everything with the company right now.
But you must have some goals or bucket list.
I do not have anything on the bucket list. I'm a very boring person.
Really? You don't seem like one. Actually, I thought like you must have got a very huge bucket list. Like once I will do this, I'll do that. But None. It's quite shocking, but
I don't have anything in the bucket list at all. I mean, used to be years back. Now I don't have anything. I just want to focus everything on the company, give everything to the company. That's it. If you really want to understand, I have everything related to my family only. I want my family to be happy. I want them to have. I have plans for my parents, but I don't have plans for myself right now.
there must be some stressful days in your life, like being in the founder position. Like stress is a companion, I would say. So how do you de-stress yourself? What are the ways to de-stress yourself?
Meditation
Workout. Meditation. Okay, workout and meditation. Like
and
yeah,
then
people are
solving the
diving.
problems.
So I guess that's it. And we have covered a lot of interesting questions, a lot of interesting answers. I remember you gave me a quote last time when we were in the Google Meet. I'm forgetting it. It was very nice quote. Like I was there was something like going high or something and coming face down to falling face down.
It was about learning and relearning. So it was like, if you do not, I remember the gist of that. Failing and fail and success are the something like that. I remember it was related to this only, when I don't
No,
remember that right now.
I'm regretting it. Like it was such a good
You
quote.
asked somebody to quote it. I'm not sure who was that.
I asked you only to quote it. I asked you only to quote it. So that was it. We have Kavita Sharma today, from faculty to a founder. What an amazing journey we had, and what an amazing insight that you have shared with us. It's really good to see people like you who work like really hard. A person with no bucket list, but full of passion, full of determinants, and like stubborn or persistent. Like you are the judge. You are the one who can say either you're stubborn or persistent. And it was great having you, Kavita. Like I got to know something really new, and I hope the audience will also get to know a lot from this, and especially the women, the girls out there. They can see you as an idol now, like with all such responsibilities, how you did that even after not a successful business at first. You tried your best, and today's Ziyyara Edutech is not just working nationally but internationally as well. So kudos to you guys, your efforts. We really appreciate it, and thank you so much for appearing on this podcast. It was a pleasure having you, and I hope you had a really good time here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Ritesh, for such a wonderful words. And thank you so much for your valuable time. And I hope you enjoyed it as well.
I enjoyed it a lot, and I'm pretty sure that the audience will also enjoy it a lot. And yeah, so see you guys in the next episode with people like Kavita Sharma with the deep insights, a lot of passion, and everything. So see you in the next episode.